Okay, you're welcome back. Right here we are already at our browser, so we'll just head back to this official website, canada.ca. So when we do that, we will select English. You need to understand this website because this is where most of the things you'll be doing are. So you come to immigration and citizenship, and then when you come down, you can take your time and look at other things. But we'll come straight to immigrate once again, and then we'll come to express entry. Okay, for the express entry, we want to check how the express entry work. Okay, now let's look at read details and requirement for this express entry program. Now for express entry, there is a federal skilled worker program. Okay, now the federal, there are three, like I told you: Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Trades Program, and Federal Skilled Worker Program. Now for those outside Canada, these are the only two programs that you can actually do: the Federal Skilled Worker Program and the Federal Skilled Trade Program. Okay, and Canadian Experience Class are those that already have work experiences in Canada and intend to move into Canada. So let's look at Federal Skilled Worker Program and check their detailed requirements. Okay, you can actually do that on your own. We'll just be highlighting the program minimum requirements. We have skilled, you must have a skilled work experience, language ability, and you must have the education, and you will be selected based on this. The current pass mark is 67 points, and minimum requirement, you must either be on a managerial, you must have the skill of either a managerial job, skill type O, professional jobs, skill type A, technical jobs, skill type B. Okay, these are the only groups that can actually be part of this. So I expect you to look at the other factors. You must have actually had a 1 year of continuous work, 1,560 hours and all of that in the same job, and if it's part-time, there is a way of calculating it. So you take your time and look at this. Your language ability, the minimum score you should have is 7.0. That's for the federal program, and for provincial programs you can have less. So for most of you that would score less than 7, you can go for provincial programs. And your education, you check the education requirements, secondary education, and then you also have proof of funds. So you take your time, you actually click this to check and all of that. So having a valid job offer, which is not a must, okay, and all of that, because you can actually come in without a job, but if you have a job, if you can get a job before coming in, excellent, it gives you higher opportunity. So we're done with the eligibility for Federal Skilled Worker Program, and then Skilled Trades Program. Let's look at it also briefly. The Federal Skilled Trade Program is for skilled workers who want to become permanent resident based on being qualified in a skilled trade. So this is basically for people who are having certain skills. Now, what are the skills? Industrial, electrical and construction trades, maintenance and equipment operation trades, supervisors, technical jobs in natural resources, agriculture related production, processing, manufacturing, utilities, and central control operators. They are chefs or cooks, butchers and bakers. Now, these are also eligible for this federal skilled trade program. You should be able to have credentials that prove that you can do any of these jobs, and you should have at least 1 year work experience. You have minimum of a secondary education. So take your time and look at other requirements, and you cannot run away from a language test. So no matter how you want to do it, you cannot run away from the language test, okay, and all of that. So all right, so I want us to also check provinces. Okay, we'll check provinces. Each website, now each province have their website, so we'll check also their requirements. But you can see that the language requirement for a federal program is high, right? Is high. But we'll check for, okay, good. The benchmark for a skilled trade program is 4. You can see it's quite lower compared to the benchmark for the federal skilled worker program. So if you're going for this, you have a lesser score, but you cannot run away from IELTS, and it gives you lesser headache. And of course, we've talked about proof of funds earlier, so you already should have an idea, but you can take time and check all that you need to check here. So let's come to Alberta and check. We'll basically be concentrating on their express entry program. So we'll be checking them on highlights briefly, but let me open every one of them so you can have a glance. Now these all are taking you to the official website of these different provinces and territories. Okay, the only one that do not have a provincial express entry program is Quebec, because they have special programs that are different. So this is which province is this? This is British Columbia. Alright, this is the link to their skill trade program for British Columbia. This is the link to that of Manitoba. Okay, you can see, so it's still the same skill trade program, so you can actually apply for any of these, and you check read more details. Okay, read more details, check and apply for this. Their requirements for provinces are usually less. Okay, so take your time and look at them. This is for Newfoundland. This is for which province is this? So you just take your time and actually check the different skill trade programs. This is for Nunavut. This is for Ontario. This is for Prince Edward Island and all of that. So you're going to check all of this and see how you can be a part of it if your skill level is in the category of a skilled trade program. However, we are focusing more on express entry, so we wouldn't spend much time on this, but I want you to take your time and look at it. Okay, now you take your time and look at it. Now we're going to come back. Sorry, I mistakenly closed it, so we'll come back again, canada.ca. We'll come back to canada.ca. We'll select English, we'll select immigration and citizenship, and then we want to check Migrate. So we check Migrate, check express entries. Now for express entries, select how express entry works. We'll go through that. Read more detailed requirements. Okay, that's where we were. However, I want us to check provincial nominee express entries. Okay, now we want to also check different provinces and their basic requirements. So let's check how provincial nominee program works. Okay, now they're different. Now these are all the territories also have provincial nominee programs, so this is what I wanted us to check, but I went ahead to check the other one. So you check your time and also look at that. It's also an advantage for you. Now Alberta express entry, mind you, these express entries, several of them will also, you have to apply through the federal pool. Okay, but I just wanted us to look at the requirements for Alberta. Eligibility criteria for Alberta. Okay, what are the requirements for Alberta? Okay, I'm being too fast. what I'm actually looking at is okay, now candidate with an express entry profile with the government of Canada receive a notification of interest letter from AINP, and only candidates who receive this will be invited to apply. The AINP invites these candidates to apply. Candidates determine if they meet the assessment. Now you complete application and go into the pool of eligible candidates. So now when you actually get invited, then you come here and apply. But basically what I'm checking is the eligibility criteria. Okay, selection and notification process based on available provinces. Federal may select. If you receive a notification of interest, then you come and apply. There is no guarantee. You may receive notification and still not get factors that increase your chances. You may have Alberta job offer. You are a graduate of Canadian University. You have factors that decrease. Your express entry expires in 5 months. You work in an occupation that is a high wage occupation and all of that. Selection of draws, assessment criteria and all of that. Okay. Okay, your minimum good, your minimum CRS code. These are the things I'm looking for. A minimum CRS code is around 300. Okay, and then even the language requirement for this is usually around 4.0, 4.5. That's what I'm looking for. So I think I'll see that in other provinces, or maybe you should take your time and look at it and you will find that. Let's not spend the whole day on that. For British Columbia, we'll also check for Manitoba, for New Brunswick, and for Nova Scotia. I expect you to do the rest yourself. So let's check British Columbia. British Columbia. So let's check. This is the official. Now good. Express entry British Columbia. Let's try to see the requirements. We don't have all the. Do you have a skill? Fuel high demand. British Columbia skill. Skilled worker. Now there are so special opportunities here. Now there are also in-demand jobs: healthcare professional, skilled worker, international graduate, postgraduate, express entry, British Columbia. So that's what I wanted us to check. So let's check this criteria for British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program and Express Entry. So general requirements. To be eligible, you must be in one of the categories: a skilled worker, healthcare professional, physician, registered nurse and all of that. You are an international graduate with a degree or diploma from a Canadian university. You are international postgraduate with master's or doctorate degree, and all of that. So let's check the language requirements. You would good. The language requirement is CLB level 4. Like I told you, most of the provincial provinces require less Canadian language benchmark. So we would also see that for other provinces. So I just want you to take your time and look at them. I wouldn't spend the whole time, but you discover that their requirements are usually lesser. Let's see Nova Scotia. Let's see the labor market priority. So you should take your time and check labor market priority before you choose any province, so you can actually choose all of them. Carpenters. Nova Scotia is actually having such shortage of also drivers, and I think you can actually come back here and check in demand job. I'll make a video for that later. So basically the requirement is still very low, it doesn't exceed CLB 4.5. okay, so I think we're going to stop right here. Thank you so much for your time. We'll meet in the next lecture.